G'day traders, Stacey Burke from Stacey Burke Trading, and today just going to be going over price breakouts and retests. Now you've heard me talk about this before. The three things that all markets do, regardless of time frame, regardless of instruments, the market goes through three types of price breaks. The market is always trying to break out. And because trends begin as breakouts of ranges, the first thing we want to try and master is to identify what modality is the market in. Is it trending? Is it range bound? Is it blowing off? Is there 2 points where the market's been moving between? You can easily do that by drawing highs and lows. However you want to do that. But on the hourly time frame, what I look for, there's three types of setups. We talked about this before. Price will break out, it will retest, it will fill more orders, and it will continue. So if we're looking at the Japanese yen the last few days here. Actually, what we'll do here is we'll put Monday up. We'll get rid of that moving average. So Monday is the red bar, and typically, if we were just to look at that, and as I talk about this on my checklist, one of the first things I do is I draw the previous day's high or low, or the most recent highs and lows as the day opens up. Now, what we're looking at with this is a couple of things. And by the way, I'd like to thank the gentleman who pointed out to me how to make these lines quit bouncing around on me. Thank you, that's been a huge help. So, Graham, I believe your name was. So thanks, Graham. So, as Asia, we've got the pre-market, then we've got the Asia opening range. So now as it would appear that off the Asia opening range, now we've got a low and a high for Asia, that sellers were in control, but we see the market immediately go back and trade into the highs of that session and go sideways. But nothing typically has happened. As soon as it tested the Friday low, we saw that market come back inside of the range and then trade sideways. That's our third type of price breakout. So price broke, it retested, it failed, and then it went into a trading range. So we go into the next day's session. We draw our high, and as Asia begins trading, we then have established a minor low, but the market has not been able to break out of that range. But what it did do is it came back inside of the range that it broke out of from the US session. And interestingly enough, that is into the Asia close. So here's an example of where price has broke out, it retests, it fails to hold, and it reverses the entire range. So we see that Monday's lows have now been violated and stops have been hit. We see the market break, retest, fail, and again reverse. And we call this a false break, or a marginal new low, marginal new high. And so again, one of three types of scenarios. Price breaks out, it retests, it fills more orders, and it continues. So we see price breaks out of not only Monday's high, but also Friday's high. Price breaks out, it retests, it fills more orders, and a continuation happens. Now, as we head into Thursday's session, we see price has broken out, it's retested, and currently it's filling more orders. So we still have another hour before we head into the Asia close. We may see this break out again, and we may see a continuation, or we may see London open and reverse, and typically we may see it retest the bottom of that range. Now, if we saw it break out of that range, this is the next thing I do. I look for a measured move at a minimum. So these are some of the things you want to start to look for. And interesting, you can see that measured move brings us right back on top of Friday's high and Monday's high. So three types of breaks that will happen in review. Price breaks, it retests, fills more orders, and it continues. We call that a trending market. Price will break, retest and fail and reverse quite strongly. We call that the false break reversal or marginal break reversal. And then of course, price breaks weekly, retests, fails, and goes into a trading range. So think in simple terms, traders, price either breaks out and continues up, price breaks down and continues down, or price breaks, continues sideways into a trading range, or it breaks and reverses strongly from a false break high or low. So if you can look at this with the market opens and closes and start to establish who's in control of the market, this could be a huge asset to you in terms of understanding the market movements. So keep it simple, traders. 3 types of breakouts to look for. If you can incorporate that into your trading, whether it's on the hourly or the end of day. If we go to the daily, just scroll down here. I do the same thing that I do on the hourly. So we look at our most recent highs and lows as the month opens up. Month opens up. We have our opening range. Then we have a breakout failure of, you call that a double top if you want, but the market breaks out. It retests, fills more orders, and continues down. Now again, with any of this, people say, well, how do you know which way it's going? Well, you don't necessarily, but when you see that failure, you can position yourself with limit orders and stops. With the end of day or the hourly, my entry on any of these positions is only ever going to be a maximum of 1 bar risk. And again, I would be looking for at a minimum 2 to 1 and ideally maybe 3 to 1, depending on the monthly ATR or the daily ATR on these charts. So hopefully you got some value from this, traders. Look at the different types of breakouts, incorporate that into your trading. Understand that can give you a major edge when you're going into the London session or the New York session. Have a great trading week. Keep things simple, and may the markets go with you. Hi traders, it's Stacey Burke from Stacey Burke Trading. If you haven't done so, please head over to my website at staceyburketrading.com. I create updates on almost a daily basis, and I would love for you to receive them. Just click on the blog. If you want to enter your name and your email address, I'll send you my free audio program, the 7-Step Daily Routine for High-Performance Traders. This is essential knowledge for all traders in all markets, and this is for helping traders to master the market with discipline, confidence, and a winning mindset. I appreciate all your feedback and comments. As always, traders, stay disciplined, and may the markets go with you.